So the Indian shooters have done a very good job at the Asian Games at Hangzhou in China. 4 golds, 4 silver, 5 bronze. And to discuss all of this and a lot more, I have with me Murad Ali Khan, celebrated shooter of India. And it's absolute pleasure to have you, sir, on the show. Murad साहब, सबसे पहले आप हमें ये समझाएं कि आपका initial reaction क्या था in Indian shooters के performance पर? What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was excited. I was happy because a lot of effort has gone into making the Indian team over the last few years. In fact, I would say almost a decade. We started with the junior program, and then the same juniors graduated to seniors. And there have been regular practice, a lot of support from SAI and the government, and the directions of the federation. Everything put together, and the efforts of the coaches. I shouldn't disregard that part of it. There was a lot of effort between by the coaches, the mental trainer, the entire team. I would say that the results were expected, but it's there's always a slip between the cup and the lip. So it's shooting is such a event that you have to be focused till the last shot. You lose or win on the last shot always. So I was keeping my fingers crossed, but expectations were high. Let me put it that way.
Did the shooters match your expectations? I mean, you are a celebrated shooter yourself. You've done so much for the country, and your records speak for yourself. So I just want to get a sense of that from your perspective. I mean, we as laypersons always celebrate medals, but what were your expectations, and how far did these shooters go?
The expectations were pretty high from the entire team, I would put it, because over the years, they have been performing at various competitions. We have been giving them a lot of exposure. And the expectations were that they would perform at the Asian Games level also, because they were performing at the world stage for the World Cups, for the World Championships, and the Junior Championships. Everywhere else they were performing. So we expected that they would do well, but there was always a question mark that the pressures which come in between at the time when you are actually performing, and that can only be overcome by proper mental training and mental strength, because uh, I always say the top 30 shooters in the world can shoot technically the same, but it depends on who is mentally more strong on that particular day, that the person can perform to his expectations and to the expectations of others without really thinking of the result.
So, Murad Sahab, where does this mental strength come from? Is it from the athlete? Is it the training? Whom do you attribute it to?
It's a combination of lot of things. The mental aspect is a combination of lot of things. The right approach to a tournament, the right approach to a match, the right approach to an event is very, very important. And that approach is what is makes you mentally tough, because you can be a very good practice shooter, but actually when you're supposed to perform, you are told that now you have to shoot a perfect score, and that is the time when you have told that you have to shoot a perfect score, and you shoot that perfect score that time is what makes you win. But you can always, given a chance, all these shooters are capable of, all the entire team, I would say, is capable of shooting a world record score on not any given day, but they would shoot world record score more than what was expected earlier, because the kind of practice they're getting. But then at the right time, to peak at the right time and perform when it is required to perform, that is where the mental strength comes in. And mental strength comes in with a combination of the right approach, as I said, and also the right thought process, because one negative thought can really destroy your entire match. That negative thoughts have to be kept aside, and you have to just focus on your techniques, focus on your the event and what you are doing at that particular moment, and let your brain take over and concentrate on that particular shot which you are taking. That requires a lot of effort in the sense that you mentally have to be very, very strong to perform when you are asked to perform. Everybody can perform, but when you're asked to perform, that's the difference between a champion and a practice shooter. A champion can perform at will, but practice shooter will keep performing.
That's an excellent point you're making, that a champion shooter can perform at will. मुराद साहब, आपसे एक चीज और पूछना है मुझे, और दर्शकों को भी समझना है कि 3 लोगों की बड़ी तारीफ की जा रही है मेन में, ऐश्वर्या प्रताप सिंह तोमर, रुद्रांश पाटिल और दिव्यांश पनवर। और ये कहा जा रहा है कि इन्होंने जो वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड सेट किया और जो मेडल जीता, और शिकस्त दिया इन्होंने चाइनीज शूटिंग फिनोमिनन शेंग लियाओ को। और ये बताया जा रहा है कि शेंग के साथ फ्लैंकिंग 2 और अच्छे शूटर्स नहीं थे। ये टेक्निकलिटी जरा समझाइए।
See, what happens for a team to win, everybody in the team has to perform and perform to the best of their ability on that particular day. Because if one person is not able to perform, then the team doesn't win. And it is always that from a team, there is a bright spark, and out of the 3 people team or a 2-person team, whichever is there in whichever event, both have to perform together, and they have to support each other in the sense that they have to be mentally together, not physically together, but mentally together, that yes, we are performing for the country. And the thought that, whatever they do will ultimately affect India's performance is what is very, very important, because the moment they think that their performance is not only for themselves but for the country, then the killer instincts come out. You will start thinking that what will happen in case India does well. The Indian flag will be actually Indian flag will come up, and the national anthem will be played. That's the only time that you can actually focus on the team as such, because the support that you give to your colleagues, each one has to support each other, as I said, not physically but mentally, and think of performing for the country rather than being selfish and perform for their own self. And it is always when the team does well, then there are individuals within the team who will do better. One person will do better than the other, and he would make it into the individual event. So it is very important for the team to do well, contrary to the fact that a lot of people have been criticizing that India has been sending teams everywhere. But India has always done well because of the teams. India is known because of the teams. India is known in Olympic event because of hockey, and non-Olympic event because of cricket. Both these events are team events, and from there you have bright sparks coming out and really making a mark for themselves.
There is a controversial point which has come up, and I read a bit about it, but I want you as the ultimate expert to shed light on it, which is that in the larger context, there is some criticism that what is the point in winning medals by sending so many shooters to the Asian Games, and it applies to other sports genres also, when those sports genres will not figure in the Olympics. You, I believe, have a pretty sharp view on it.
Yeah, see, I mean, I find it very, very absurd, so to speak, that we only think of Olympics. To win Olympics, you have to win a lot of other tournaments, right from nationals to the to the Asian Championships, to the Commonwealth Championship, to the Commonwealth Games. Then you go to the Olympics. It's not you directly go to the Olympics and win medals. There's always a stepwise increase that you, and strength-wise build up that you do for the team, which is very, very important, because you have to make them, as I said earlier, you have to make them mentally very strong. And in order to become strong mentally, they have to keep performing at smaller competitions and growing up to go to the bigger competitions. Now, when you start winning, then that habit of winning is very, very important. Then it's nothing alien to you. You have been winning, so you have been performing at will. And when you perform at will, then you'll go up and perform even at the highest level, be it Olympics, be it World Championship, whatever it is. But it's always the team which goes and performs, and from the team, as I said, you'll have individual sparks of brilliance coming from some individual in the team. So sending team is very, very important, and the government, what they're doing is supporting the team. I would say from a 2-member team that India had in 1995, there was only 2-member team. Mansher was there and I was there. And from there, now we have a team which is phenomenally good, and a lot of these kids are performing very, very well. And they from that entire team, they are individuals who are performing on a particular day higher than the others, and the next day the other team member might perform higher than the other two. So there will always be a support figure and the bench strength which will be available for people to go to the win the highest level, which is the Olympics, and win medals. So you cannot discard going to any other championship except the Olympics, because then you will not perform anywhere. We will not be anywhere on the world circuit. And being on the world circuit and being next to China and higher than China in a lot of championships, I think really speaks volumes of the kind of program that the federation is running, the kind of support that Sports Authority and the ministry is giving to the Indian shooting to ensure that, they keep performing and winning medals for India.
Murad Sahab,
Something out of context I would like to mention here, which I think people have to understand. As a matter of right, you can host your national flag and play the national anthem only on 2 occasions. When you either go to a war, capture a territory, and host the national flag and play a national anthem, or in sports. So we can't go to war and, wait for national anthem to be played. Sports is the only alternative where we go and we win and ensure that a national anthem is played on foreign land.
Murad Sahab, you've held various positions in the past with the government as well as professional organizations. You were with the Sports Authority of India, National Dope Testing Lab, and part of the TOPS a scheme also, as well as the National Rifle Association of India. What I want to know from you is, and which really intrigued me during the time of the Tokyo Olympics, was the pretty poor performance of the shooters, and they came in for heavy criticism. And they said that the federation hadn't done enough. Then the conflict between Manu Bhakar and coach Jaspal Rana. So from there till now, what do you think has changed, and what were the elements that led to that change?
See, I have been part of various organizations in the sense what you mentioned. Apart from that, I'm the national selector also now for shooting, and also the heading the Athletes Commission for the federation. Now, what we tried to analyze after the last debacle, I would put it, that what are the negativities that we need to remove? A. B. What are the additions we need to do to add strength to the overall program? Now, in order to do that, we had to first concentrate on removing the negativities, which affected our performance in the Tokyo Olympics. And secondly, get rid of, add the strengths which were required to get into that level where we can perform at the world stage. Now we concentrated on those two things. It took us time because it's not a magic wand that just say that it's going to change from tomorrow. It took us time, but it is taking shape. And if you ask me, I am still in the process of thinking that we'll go to further strengths from here. We are not still at the level that I personally perceive that we are capable of doing, as the talent available in the country is immense.
Right. Looking at the Paris Olympics, the undershooting, what has been listed is the 10-meter air rifle, 50-meter rifle, 3 positions, 10-meter air pistol, 25-meter rapid fire, 25-meter pistol, trap, and skeet. And in that, where the Indians have qualified, there are only 3 events so far: trapmen, 50-meter rifle, and the 10-meter air rifle. So, do you see this as a medal-winning prospect, number one? And two, is there a window still left for more and more shooters to be present in Paris?
Yeah, we have got the championships left where we can get additional quotas, and we will definitely get additional quotas. We are not going to be satisfied with the number of quotas that we have today. I think we will be participating in more events. And I would personally be happy in case we win the quota by winning a championship rather than, standing 6th or 7th in a championship and winning the quota. So when you win a quota by winning a championship, your chances of or your confidence level goes up, which affects your overall performance. So I think there will be more than what we are seeing as of today. There will be participation will be much higher than that. And our performance should also be much better than what we did during the last Olympics.
If you had to wear the prediction hat, what can we hear from you where Paris Olympics is concerned? Can India win a gold in shooting, and who would that person be?
It is what you're asking is an impossible question. This is not a 100-meter run or a 200-meter run. In a 100-meter run or 200-meter run, you have to perform in 10 seconds, and you know what your timing is, and you know that your chances of winning is very very high. Here in shooting, you have to run that 100 meters 100 times in for one series, and then you have to repeat it another 3 or 400 times. So you have to run that 100 meters 400 times. So the chances of error is very very high, and the strength required is very 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 high. I mean, compared to any other sport, the strength required, mental strength I'm talking about, in shooting is very very high. So as I would say that we have got a very strong chance of doing well. The color of the medal or winning the medal at that level is impossible for anyone to predict. If anybody says that, I think, I don't know, I would like to learn from him how he predicts those things, but I won't be able to predict that. But I will definitely say that we have a very strong chance of doing very well in the Olympics, considering the strength of the team and the skill level and the mental strength that they have today and the scientific program of development that we are following.
Last point, Murad Saab, from the time that you were figuring prominently for India with other shooters like Mancher Singh, Manavjeet Singh Sandhu setting new Asian records, winning medals, to Abhinav Bindra winning a gold medal at the Beijing Olympics, to the next Paris Olympics. To sum up that journey, are you happy with it, and have our medal prospects improved dramatically?
Yes, we have improved dramatically. We have. I always say the second phase of Indian shooting started from 1993, because from 82 to 93 there's nothing really that we did. And 93 onwards, when we started going out, and the first gold that India won, that was in a team event. The first gold that India won with a record was in 95 in Chengdu. After that, there's been no looking back. We have improved every year, every quarter, every cycle of Olympics. We have improved only, and there have been some slip-ups like the last Olympics, but we have been constantly improving, and that you can see from the number of shooters who are there in the world now, top 10 today in India, whereas where we were in 1993. So over the last 30 years, these kids who are now doing very well, they were not even born. But the overall, because of the kind of support that they are getting from the Federation, the Ministry, and the Sports Authority of India, they have been able to achieve what earlier people used to achieve later in life. They have been able to achieve in the teenagers. And that will be, they'll be there. These same lot of shooters will be there. There'll be new ones coming, but they'll become more and more strong. And I think I'm very happy with the kind of progress, and will be happier with more medals coming, as any Indian would be.
Murad Ali Khan, thank you very much for your time and for your very incisive thought process on the sport of shooting. From Team NNI Sports, we thank you, and we really wish our team the very best for the Paris Olympics, and we hopefully will go from strength to strength. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.